As much as you find it boring, everyone should start with a warm-up before their workout. I made a mistake, I didn't warm up for years and I always got injured. And then I figured out if I actually warm up, I'm not going to have any issues with it. So first thing, I like to start with the shoulder. So first thing is a band that you can use. Grab it on the hand, pull it apart. Just like that. Really simple exercise. Do 10, 15 of them, making sure you're contracting the muscles. You can also do it from up here, pull it apart, all the way down to your chest, sternum area, and making sure you actually feel that area warming up. That's the main goal with it. So 10, 15 reps and you're done. Another exercise for your rotator cuff would be rotator cuff pulls. God knows what the actual name is. There's two ways you can do this. You can either hold it, elbows really close to the body, and all I'm doing is I'm stepping out, keeping that tight, and coming back. So you can repeat a few of these. Obviously, the further you step out, the harder it will be. So be careful with it, don't go crazy. Just do a few steps. Remember, we're just trying to warm up those rotator cuff muscles. So the second version of this would be actually moving in range, out and in. So as you notice, my elbow stays close to my body, and I'm really just want to focus once again on the same area. Just like that. Obviously make sure you do both sides. We can twist this around. Starting from this position, and almost like wrestling, arm wrestling, you pull it in and control it out. So once again, few reps of this. I know guys, this is boring as hell, but it is really important. And be smarter than me and actually start doing these 5 minutes of your life before every workout, and you don't have to pay the price for it. The next exercise is the face pull. You can do the face pull with cables. In this case, I'm going to do it with a band. You're going to anchor it somewhere up here on the bar, hook it around, grab it this way, so my thumbs pointing back, keeping my shoulders down and back, and pull it towards my face, more like my forehead area, behind my body. So I'm leading with my wrists, so my wrists end up right next to my head. So people make the mistake of doing it like that. So as you can see the difference, the wrist is right in front of me. It shouldn't be. It should be in here. It makes it harder, so you will instantly feel the difference. So you pull, you squeeze, and you let it go back. Don't make the mistake of the pigeon kind of action when people just start doing like that. Okay? Because you're only working on your neck in that case, and it's not what you want. So basically that's it. Make sure you do these for your shoulders, and you're most likely not going to have any issues with it. Second tip I would have is warming up your glutes. So if you do squats, to be honest, I even warm up my glutes if I do any kind of even upper body exercises too, just making sure my body is warm and ready for it. Few exercises that you can do. Once again, if I have the band, I'm just going to keep the band tight in between my feet, stepping out and stepping back in. If you don't find this difficult, you can just tighten the band slightly. So now it's so much harder to actually push it out. And then don't just let your other feet drop in it. You have to control it. So lifting up and control it back. Lift up, control it back. And the other side as well, all control. If you do this exercise right, you will feel a burning sensation right in here, that area by your bone, right next to it. Thank you. That's a great ass. So that's it. That's one of the things I like doing. Let's say you don't have a band, you can do the same thing just against like a wall. That would be just some leg raises. If you do that exercise, make sure guys you don't turn your toes out, because that's just not working the area you're trying to target. Keep the toes in and then do it that way, and instantly you should be able to feel it in the same area that we just practiced. You can also do this on the floor, same thing really, lying down. And you've probably seen these like I can even, I don't know, do some classes on the telly, because that's how I remember from the 90s, the people who are doing this. If you want to build glutes, it's actually, this is really right, because it helps to work muscles that may have never worked before. Same thing, making sure the toes pointing down, if anything, not up. So there you go, that would be warming up your glutes. Lastly, let's talk about the wrist. When I was learning my handstand, I just went straight to it, no warm up, and I started having wrist issues within like a few days really. And I couldn't even train a handstand. That's really, really annoying when you're trying to learn a new skill. So please don't skip these. I'll just show you 3 to 4 exercises that you can do for your wrist before every training, especially before handstand training. First, starting in here, I like to do like circular movement, maybe 10 to one side, and then 10 to the other side, just to move on slightly. And then, from like a kneeling push-up position, we're doing like a palm ups, palm presses. You guys can come up with the names, because I'm absolutely terrible. But keeping the fingers down and only lifting your wrist up. You do 10-15 of these, and you should feel like the blood just flowing into your wrists, and it's really warming up. That's what we want to do. Eventually you want to get to a stage, then you can do it harder and harder. So I'm not really strong at this point, but eventually, if we can do this from a push-up position, it's so hard. It really means you strengthen your wrist. But even then, make sure you do this exercise to warm up. Second thing, especially when you work on parallettes, this is like a kneading motion. So that's the other wrist warm-up exercise that I like doing. Yeah, we call this kneading, that's the closest to it. When you work on parallettes, you hold the parallel like this, and those minor adjustments are actually really challenging on the body. Imagine you're holding your whole body weight and doing these minor little adjustments. So you've got to make sure the wrist is ready for it. Lastly will be a wrist push-up. This is actually really hard, really difficult, and I really struggle with it. So first, starting off, I don't want to put any of my body weight on it, so just really gently coming down and pushing up. So once you're comfortable with this one and you don't have any pain, you can increase the difficulty by putting more of your body weight on it, leaning forward a bit more, and then do your push-ups like this. Honestly guys, if you want bulletproof wrists, do these exercises, especially this one, because it will really help you. Eventually you will be able to do this exercise as a normal push-up position. So I know these are boring, but please don't skip these, and you're definitely going to thank me and yourself that you did these exercises prior to your training. Hopefully this helps guys. I always mess this up. Hopefully this will help guys, so make sure do this, and if you have any questions, let us know in the comment section below, and we try our best to answer. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. See you later. Bang.